Entries, exits, profit targets, a simple trading plan. That's what we're going to talk about today on US 30. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name is LaKiesha, and let's go ahead and talk about this on the weekly time frame. So I want to point out a couple of things. So the first thing I want to point out is we had this doji candle about 4 weeks ago. Then we had a really strong bullish candle. Then we had another bullish candle, and then another bullish candle. And this is leading me to believe that there's a possibility for this to continue to move up. However, US30, when we look at it on a lower time frame, as we'll get into a little bit later, it's kind of uncertain as to how things will move. So a couple of things that's kind of holding this up, in my view, is basically there's a lot of uncertainty around the economy and all these other factors. So we'll know a lot more, I believe, in the next couple of weeks. But let's see if we can make sense of this so that way we can potentially catch some moves for this upcoming week. So the fact that this last candle from last week is bullish, we could see more bullish momentum. So let's go ahead and mark some things off. So the first thing I want to mark off here on US 30 is this level right around 40,000. And that's mainly because I will mark it off and I will tell you, but it's mainly because I see a nice rejection or a resistance level right here. We do have price pushing up. So this kind of looks like it broke through a resistance and it may retest this level right here. So that's actually one idea, but we'll get more into that a little bit later into the video. But I do want to mark that off. The other thing I want to point out here is that we have this point at 41.35 right here, and that was, let me make this a little bit bigger, and that was the highest point inside of this market ever at some point. Let's move this right here. Ever. So I definitely want to mark that off. And currently the price action has broke above that. So that's why I said it's very interesting to see where price could actually go. And then one other level I do want to mark off is essentially where price is right now, because this is the current highest price that price has gotten to inside of this market. So, okay, well, like about there. And then let me move it. Like, let's put it like right there. And this is at 40, what is this? 41,588. So, very interesting price action here. And I do want to mark off these levels. We are going to get a lot more granular as we go down to lower time frames. Another thing that I want to mark off really quick on this weekly time frame is this right here. This area that I pointed out where basically we have a nice support and then price just took off from there. Definitely want to mark that level off. And then another level I do want to mark off right here, right at the bottom of this wick for this weekly doji candle, mainly because price came down to this level at roughly what, 38,391. So let's just say 38,400, and then it totally rejected, and then it pushed up massively. So I definitely want to mark off that level. And then if we look to the left, we can also see 1, 2, 3, almost 4 candles that have rejected. And then if we look even further left, we can see more candles that kind of rejected the zone as well. So that is the weekly. Let's go down to the daily time frame. All right, so one of the things that I see here, we do have now 2 wicks in the zone where price made its all-time high inside of this market. So that looks fine to me. Other level that I do want to mark off is right about 41,092. And that's mainly this level right here, because we do have a support and then we also have a tap into here, and then price just pushes up. And that looks good to me so far. We also have the support here. This looks great. I do see a resistance right here, but the wicks are really big. The candles are really big. So let's wait until we go down to lower time frames to see what that may look like. And this level is looking really good. We do see a resistance, and then we do have kind of a fake out situation right there. But overall, this is looking really good. So, and I think that's all the levels that I drew, because these are really big moves. So let's go down to the H4 time frame, readjust our view a little bit so that way we kind of get the bigger picture here. And let me scoot that down. All right, cool. So one of the other things that I noticed now we have, instead of just wicks, we do have a wick here, but we also have a resistance level. We do have a lot of consolidation within here. And this made this market really tough to trade if you actually did trade it. I was mostly looking just because I didn't see anything that was really clean. This is really, really choppy here. So pretty much in my mind, this whole zone right here is essentially a no trade zone, mainly because it's really hard to make sense of that. So we came up and then we have all these really tiny candles, and then we had a really big breakdown, and then we had a really big break up or break back into the zone, creating a fake out situation. And then we have the same thing here, up, down, fake out, and then some more consolidation, and now we're right here. So it's just not 100% certain. So it's been really hard for me to justify any trades on this particular market because of this price action. But and continue to look because there may be something. So right here, this is all a consolidation to me. But one thing that I do see, actually it's not quite for certain right here, but one thing I do see, let me do this. I do see another zone right here, mainly because of where this fake out happened. Price came down, rejected the level, and then pushed all the way up. And then if we look left, we do see a lot of consolidation, but I do want to keep this level here because as we go down to lower time frames, there may be some things that we can pull out of here and make sense of this. Another thing that I see, actually this is looking fine to me, but I do see another minor level right here, 40,535. So I'm just going to drag this all the way over. And I see this support here. I do see these rejections. So I feel like I may want to push this down later, but for right now, this is looking good. And ooh, if I look left, I really like this level. We have a support. We do have a resistance level. Then there's that fake out. I like to look left just to kind of double confirm some of the line placements that I put. And that, yeah, that's actually looking really good right there. Okay, cool. So let's go down to H2 time frame. And once again, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, just so that way we could kind of get the full picture and actually see it all. Let me scoot this over. Okay, cool. So about there. So I'm kind of seeing, like I said, I'm seeing more choppiness in here, just not so clean price action. This move was really clean, actually, but I'm trying to see if I need to adjust any of these levels, like this level right here. Actually, let me make this box a little bit shorter. And then this level right here, tap it, see if it makes sense to put it about right here. And then let me look left. Okay, yeah, so we still got that tap into there. That still looks fine. 100% clean, which is why I still consider this as a no trade zone in here. But we're going to talk more about that when I get into my actual plan. All right, so right here, this is the area I really wanted to see because I did create this line on the H4 time frame. And we still see a lot of consolidation here, just not so clean price action. But we do see a couple of rejections within here. So, and we do see a support right here at this level. So for right now, we're just going to leave it alone. Right here, we do see some resistance levels. We do see this fake out here. And then this level right here, I do want to actually move this down. So this is now going to be roughly 40,500 flat. Nice, nice psychological level. I knew that I was going to move that down a little bit, just didn't know about how much. And for right now, I think that's good for this upcoming week. Okay, so still a little bit messy. Let's go down to H1. A little bit cleaner. The range is a lot more defined because we have a resistance here. We do have a rejection here, resistance here, and then a whole bunch of consolidation there. So that's actually really crappy price action. But we do have a rejection of this level. We do have a support at this level, actually a support. What else do we have? Okay, so we do have a resistance level right here. So still a whole bunch of clean price action, still keeping this as a no trade zone, just because it just does not look clean inside of there. All right, so let me look at these other levels just to make sure they still make sense. This still makes sense right here, even though we got all this over here, but prioritizing more so recent price action right there. And right in here, ranges, I feel like I see something else and I want to confirm it first. Okay, yeah, that's a decent amount. So one of the things that I'm seeing here, I'm actually going to use a horizontal ray because it'll be cleaner. What the heck? It'd be cleaner to see. So, um, so I see this resistance level here. I do see a support here, support here, support here, and then a support here. I'm more inclined to favor the most recent support. So actually, and then if we go back, okay, yes, I like that. So what the heck just happened? So I'm on a different computer and it's got a mind of its own. So anyway, the thing that I see here is basically I see a support here, and then I do see this level right here that's a resistance, but then it did break up, it came down, it did all this stuff, but I do see this minor resistance right here. So that actually makes me feel a lot more comfortable putting it right here at this level, which is 40,581. And then remember, we got this level right here, which is basically 40,500 flat. So I still like that level. So this range right here is probably not enough range. Let me see. Based on the way that I trade, I'm trying to measure it to see if it's even worth it to take this trade. So depending on what's happening in real time, depending on your trading strategy, mine is more of a swing trading strategy. So me taking a trade from this level to this level doesn't make sense to me. So this level for me is going to be a no trade zone. Once again, I'm just going to put a little box, and actually I will extend it at least from there to there, but just because it's not enough range to actually take the trade. So, okay, so for me, it's going to be a no trade zone. All right, so my game plan for this upcoming week, we're going to talk about that. So a lot of you have passed challenges, you've made money from these videos, which is amazing. And it's still more that you have to learn when it comes to actual trading. So some of the things that people have asked me, basically, where do I enter almost in real time? What things do I look for? And it's all dependent based on the situation. So the reason why I created this is because I wanted to give you an opportunity to be able to ask me questions real time, get feedback almost real time, and then basically just give you specific answers about your particular situation. So I created this Profitable Traders Academy at a very affordable price at $97 per month. A lot of you have Netflix and all these other things that basically aren't contributing to your life. They won't help you become a profitable trader, but this thing actually will. So right now we got 4 members total, which is amazing. And you can learn all about the Academy here. We also have some testimonials of people that have worked with me in the past and some of the tangible results that they have received by working with me. Basically, I'm cramming all of that info inside of this Profitable Traders Academy. And then I'll be in here live daily answering questions, giving you feedback, and just helping you become a better trader for a super affordable price. Oh my gosh, like I cannot emphasize that enough because this is basically nothing, especially if you live in the United States or Canada. This is really, really inexpensive, especially if you live in another developed country. So no excuses there. But basically, these are all the different things that we will talk about. I do have live training sessions twice a month where basically we'll either cover a specific topic or have a live Q&A where you can literally ask me anything about the markets and get additional feedback and help for your particular situation. So go ahead and join the Profitable Traders Academy. All right, so going back to the US30 game plan for this upcoming week, one of the things I am mostly bullish on this market. So I will say mostly bullish because a couple of things I see that could happen is price tapped into the zone already and then it tapped in again. But what price could do is it could come down here and then it could push up again. So that's a trading idea that I have. Another trading idea is that price could do a deeper retracement, maybe to about here and then to about up here. So the reason, oops, so the reason why, I don't know what just happened there. The reason why is because this level right here. So if we take a look at all these rejections in this zone around 41 to 17, price could potentially bounce off of this level. And then if we look further left, even though there's a lot of consolidation, price did kind of fake out in this area, but we do have clean rejections right here. So that's why I was saying price could do a deeper retracement from here and then to here and then to here, coming back up there. And then it could do an even deeper retracement down to here and then come somewhere up here. So I'm mostly bullish on this, but however, we just never really know. One news catalyst could change the market like that. So that's another idea, or price could come all the way down here. And if we look left, we can see that price formed a support here, rejected, and then it pushed all the way up. So it's not a far-fetched idea. So price could come back up here. So anyway, so basically I would be looking for sells. Let me zoom in just to make sure. Okay, yeah. So I would be looking for a possible shorting opportunity. This is just me and the way that I trade, but a possible shorting opportunity. Let's go right here. This will be up below this level. So right here, below, what is this, 40,843. And the first area that I see for price to continue to go would be right here. This is 150 points. Down to 40,700 flat. That's a perfect level. And then I could also see price going from here to here, kind of tapping into this no trade zone that I talked about before with 128 points. It could even go further down to here, right there. And then also on the upside, we talked about price bouncing off of this level. And then this is 200 and roughly 23 points, which is a really big move. And then also up here, which is 128 points. That fits within my trading plan. Make sure it fits within yours or adjust accordingly. And then right here, 142. And then this other zone right here is that's a lot, 228. So like I said, I'm mostly bullish on this, but I do see some sort of retracement that may happen with this if we can get really clean price action. If I see price action like this, I'm not doing anything because I'm not chopping up or getting chopped up in this market and losing money for no reason, and you shouldn't either. So make sure you really analyze the price before you decide to place that trade, hit that buy or sell button. So anyway, this is my game plan for this upcoming week. Hopefully we do have some clean price action, cleaner price action. That way we can find some really cool tradable moves, and I will see you next week.